Okay, good. I think we're live. So you mentioned that you got a book
Yep,
contract, got booked for a book, and
you
then
were right.
and I was right. Usually am.
You were right.
I think I said
I'll give you that one.
1 week, 2 weeks max, and it was like 9 days, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. Yep.
And
Yep.
uh,
I
and
was I was amazed.
and I was not amazed. The case because one, you got two things: you got a great voice, and more importantly, you got a great work ethic.
Trying.
You cannot you could see success without a great voice as long as you have the work ethic. That's the most important. But when you have both, oh, that speeds everything up.
Yeah.
So well done, congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um,
Yeah, I was the 15-minute check-in was due tomorrow. I put everything together and I'm like, well, it's 15 minutes. Yeah, what the hell? I'll submit it early. And they came back this morning and approved it.
good, good.
So with no notes. So I was like,
That's how you
full
want.
speed ahead.
Yep,
Just finish it.
that's good. And in my case, a lot of the time, unless the prologue or the chapter one is super short, you don't have to give them 15 minutes. You give them like
Yeah.
the first. I've given like the first section, and it'll be 7-8 minutes. Usually, that's going to be fine.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Mine was the preface, chapter 1 and chapter 2. And it was literally like 15 minutes and 26 seconds.
right. Okay.
I was like, perfect.
Yep. That's great, man. That's fantastic. So you'll get on that, and you'll be done. You say by end of the month is what you're shooting
It's due first week of October.
for. Okay. And how many
So,
words is it?
not a whole lot because the whole thing is set to be only about an hour, just under 2 hours
So like
total.
20,000 words at the most.
Yeah. The manuscript was only 39 pages.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
you can knock that out quick.
yeah, the chapters are short, so I'm able to go through and edit it and do that whole thing and actually take a break, rehydrate, you know.
Right.
So, but
Well,
it's really good. I've been very happy with it so far.
in my case, my experience, an hour, like a per finished hour, is about 10,000 words at a normal conversational pace. So that's a kind of a good planning range when you're planning.
Yeah.
But for me, 10,000 is an hour. So if it's 70,000 words, I know that's 7 hours roughly. And then for me, I can plan on about 4 hours, a 4-to-1 ratio of editing to, if I'm doing it myself, to the finished hour. So that's good. That's good. And you'll be able to collect your own data after this one.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely going to be good to have in my pocket at this point.
Yeah.
Practice and confidence is what it is.
I think there's a better way of building it. So, good deal. Well, if you're live, Betsy, she says, "Glad you are undead."
Thank you.
Me too.
I am too.
So yeah, what do you got as far as your commercial read?
I haven't really, because I've been so focused on this audiobook and getting it right. And,
right.
I haven't really focused on commercial demo more than what we talked about in the last call and some of the practicing that we did. But that's definitely something I want to.
Okay.
I want to bang that out because that's going to be low, like you said. I mean, that's like a bread and butter,
right.
as far as income is concerned.
Good deal. Well, I would say, how about let's run through some different commercial voiceover reads, and then just sort of play with it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that was great. Let's try it more playful. Let's try it, just work those muscles of taking direction and changing, no matter how good it is. And then when you go back and make your demo, obviously you can direct yourself and say, that's what I want. Whatever. So, and then, put the music, put the sound effects, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where was my?
Are there
I'm trying to think of how.
scripts you want to use?
Well, do you have any? Because I've got some we could project them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can do that. I mean, I have the ones that we did last time for sure.
Can be in real slow. My internet's real slow or something. I don't know what it is. Okay. What kind of? I think it would be cool to project them on the screen if possible.
Okay.
Or writing it, or while we're reading it.
Let me see. What have I got here?
Are you able to display anything on your end?
I don't know.
I know that I have a present. I could present.
I've got the Allegra commercial. I've got the I've got the MetroCard and the Alaska one that we did last time. Well, and we can do those the ones that you posted, the hardware store. The hardware store. Yeah, the hardware store, the Infinity one. Yeah, the Ace Hardware. I've got that one up here too. And then the Infinity one, we can do that.
And there was one, the Marines. Did you ever post the Marines one?
I don't think so. I don't remember seeing it.
Really good for that, just because there's a maturity to it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, that's one you don't want a 15-year-old voicing the Marines commercial.
Join the Marines. I got to get that. If we do that one, I got to get that one right, because I have a couple of close friends that are former Marines, and I one of the guys I went to high school with retired as a gunnery sergeant from the Marine Corps 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
After putting in his 20 years.
Wow.
Boy, and if I didn't get that right, man, he'd be like all over me.
Well, he should be.
Exactly. But yeah, so let's see here. So I grabbed the Ace Hardware one.
Okay.
And I've got the Allegra one.
If you can't present from your side, you could send them to me and I could present it on my side, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep. Let's see. Okay, here's the Infinity commercial. Do that one.
Do something like this and then have the text in the middle.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Can I video files, slides, and PDFs? Share screen. Okay, so we do. Then I can take in. All right. Is that visible?
I do not see anything yet. Let me see if I can change something on mine. No.
Well, actually, let me do this. I can't see it. Hang on. Okay. Share screen. There. Allegra. That's presenting.
Okay. Oh, still nothing. All right. Interesting. I don't know what the deal is.
That's weird.
Trying to cycle through my presentation little modes.
Yeah, I don't see any other options here for me.
How's about that? Oh, wait for it.
Aha!
There
There
we
we go.
go. Nice.
Yeah, so
Okay.
this one has got the Allegra commercial, which we can kind of shrink that down a little bit.
Perfect. Yeah.
Make it more visible. And do. Cool. All right.
Okay, so let's again, as a reminder for you and anyone watching, what we want to do, this is a portfolio of your voice. So
Yep.
let's say your perfect one is, sort of smooth and luxurious. That's great. Put it at the very front. But then the next one should not be smooth and luxurious. It should be Nickelodeon squirt gun commercial, something much different. And then
Okay.
come back down to something else. And then you want that drastic change in energy if possible.
Okay.
And what that's going to do is the person listening, it's going to jolt them, which is what you want.
Right.
You
Right.
don't want there to be any sort of wait, is the same commercial because it was the same tone, everything. I've heard so many what do you call it, like demos like that. You don't
Mhm.
want any ambiguity about when you change scripts. It needs to be shocking. Whoa,
Right.
that's the guy. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, we'll work on some of these. So let's start with the Infinity. I'm working
Yeah.
on a Marine script here. Maybe I'll send
Okay.
you.
All right. You let me know when you're ready for me to read.
So let's make sure we can project it, and then yeah, let's see what you got.
All right. Introducing the all new. Let me just kind of. Okay. Introducing the all new Infinity Q70L, a unique blend of sporting luxury, innovative technology, and exhilarating performance.
I love that. That would work. That's good. I really like the nonchalance of it. Right? It's sort of like
Yeah.
this is the best thing out there, and if you want to be cool, grab one. If not, you be my guest. Do whatever you want. I'm going to keep doing it.
Right.
I like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Right. That came through loud and clear, and that's great.
Okay.
So now let's just play with it some more.
Okay.
Let's do one where it's more presentation. So let's say you're you're at one of those car shows and it's spinning around right in the middle
Okay.
and you're presenting the new model. You're in a tuxedo and you're talking to a crowd. So it's a whole crowd and you can't even see all of them because there's so many people.
Right.
So this will be a little
Right.
more projection and maybe a little more of a P.T. Barnum type of a flair to it. Let's just see how that feels.
Okay. Introducing the all new Infinity Q70L, a unique blend of sporting luxury, innovative technology, and exhilarating performance. Did you freeze? Oh, there you are. I see you moving
Can
now.
you still hear? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Let me,
Did,
maybe I may have too many tabs open. It may not even be the
uh,
internet. It may be like, you know, uh, using too much memory or whatever.
uh,
Let's see. Close out of some of this stuff. All right. Let's do one where it's like really chipper, really cheerful.
okay. Did you hear the last one that I did?
Yeah, well, yes, I'm saying like that. I love that. That was great. The PT
Okay.
Barnum style. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because
Like the big,
I didn't
the
I think that's when you froze.
presentation to the crowd.
Yep.
Okay, okay. So I really like that, and
Okay.
let's just try one where it's like it's I don't know chipper, like you're telling your teenage kid about hey, this one's in our price range. I think this would be great. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Introducing the all-new Infiniti Q70L, a unique blend of sporting luxury, innovative. Let me start over. Introducing the all-new Infiniti Q70L, a unique blend of sporting luxury, innovative technology, and exhilarating performance.
I love that. That is a Toyota read.
Oh,
like,
okay.
like I've done, I've done like commercials for both of them,
Mhm.
and that is a Toyota read. It's just interesting. That was very good.
Oh, thank you.
I think that would be like the tone wouldn't work for this particular one, but
Yeah.
that's also a fantastic read based on the direction you just got.
Okay.
So that's great.
Yeah, I can take direction.
That's great. That's great. The Yeah. So let's do it. Maybe it'd be the first one, whatever. I think it would be closest to the first one you did. But let's just
Okay.
say this is, you're in the studio, it's recording time, and you're cutting the track that you're about to put on your demo. However, that needs to sound.
Okay. Introducing, I don't like that. Nope, nope, nope. Introducing the all new, ah, introducing the all new Infiniti Q70L, a unique blend of sporting luxury, innovative technology, and exhilarating performance.
Very nice. How about now? This is a detail, right? This
Sure.
is being extremely picky. Let's say the way that you said it, I
Mhm.
knew, like when you said sporting luxury, I knew you were going to say something else, right?
Okay.
I think that let's try it. Um, Great tone. I love the tone. Now let's say try it where it makes each one of those sound like the last thing that you're going to say about it.
Okay.
And yet it flows into the next one nicely. So
Right.
that's a tall order, but
Yeah,
that's
but I
really
get it. Yeah, I get where you're going with it.
like it's
Let's see.
completely each one of these things. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because
Yep.
the way that you read it, it made the first and second thing sound not as important as the third, and we don't want that.
Gotcha.
We want every
Right.
single thing to be the most important,
Okay. Hmm.
while also not coming in for a complete landing, if you know what I'm saying. So
Right.
you know,
Right. Right.
it's like each one of these is the most important thing about this car,
Right. I could stop there, but I'm not going to.
right?
Okay. Introducing the all new Infiniti Q70L, a unique blend of sporting luxury, innovative technology, and exhilarating performance.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, I like how that sounded. That because it was that stop, stop, and then end. Yeah, I like that direction. I
Yeah.
do.
So
Might use that.
it really feels like the sporting luxury is the coolest part of this car. The innovative technology is
Hmm.
the coolest part of this car. And you know what? The exhilarating performances. It's
Yeah.
like you can't say enough about this. I thought that was great. Great job.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I might use that.
So I think if I were you, I would at least record it. And then when you have 8 or 10 of them, you can sort of say, I'll definitely use this one, or I like this one better. But I would definitely record that one as a very strong contender for your final piece.
Yeah, yeah. I think out of all of them, I think honestly, I think that one was my favorite. It
Okay.
felt it conveyed exactly what I think you were going for as far as just, separating those three elements, but still making it part of a whole.
Right.
Yeah.
Good. And then I have mentioned, 6 to 8 within 60 seconds. I don't see why you can't have like multiple versions. I think you need one under 60 seconds simply because some
Hmm.
sites say you can upload your demo, can't be over 60 seconds. So you ought to have, here's my 60-second demo or under 60-second demo. But
Right.
then if some things allow it or put it on your YouTube or whatever, why not? While you got them, you go ahead and
Hmm.
give them a minute and 40 or 2 minutes worth,
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
fine. I think you ought to have at least one version. That way you could literally put that on any site out there.
Yeah. For sure. Cool. All right. What do we want to do next? The next thing I have is the Ace Hardware.
Nice. Okay. So let's pretend like this one, or your last read, that's your opening first impression.
Okay.
So then the second impression, we want to be a lot different. So I would say, let's really lean into the energy on this.
Hmm.
So this isn't grandpa talking. This is the grandson going to get a hinge. So whatever. That's
Right. Right.
very
Right.
uh,
Well,
high
his
energy.
positive, yeah,
Yeah,
positive and upbeat. Yeah. Okay.
that'll
All right.
contrast well with the last one we just did.
Right. Right. Dreaming of a better home? Ace Hardware has you covered. Quality tools, expert help, and everything you need to bring your vision to life. Visit Ace Hardware for all your home improvement needs.
Nice. I really liked how you really put some emphasis on there in a nice way. Uh,
Yeah, to me, it's like I'm talking, like you've said before, it's like you're talking to a person and you've discovered this thing or this store, and you're like, dude, this is the coolest place ever.
right. And I think, and I use it with great success. A lot of the times, anytime well, I would say I very rarely get asked to dial back the emphasis on your. If
Mhm.
if you want this, if you want to lose weight, if you want to save money on this, I don't think I've ever had someone say, "Hey, could you take the emphasis off the you?" I
Mhm.
always do that. And this is after the booking. This is like after I've booked it and they could say, "Hey, that was great, but could you redo that line?" And I will, kind of a thing. Um,
Mhm.
you are talking not to a group, but to one person. That's
Yeah.
how you're going to make the sale because everybody's not going to buy. You're going to buy. It's one
Mhm.
person going to buy. And
Yeah.
so when you can say, really make the listener realize, I'm not talking to, you know, Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. I'm talking to you listening right now. This
Right.
is what you need for your project. And so I really like how you did that and keep
Cool.
going.
Thank you.
Um, whether it's audition or the final, I think
Mhm.
that's a great way to, whether you or your, really, really
Yeah.
lean into that.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So how about
All right.
let's do more of a Norman Rockwell, slower type of read,
Okay.
So slow down, dig into it a little bit. This is forget about the last one. We're not trying to match it there. This is just we're gonna make
Mhm.
this its own thing. It's a very all-American piece to begin with, so that's kind of easy
Right.
to
Right.
give it that nostalgic feel.
Okay.
Yeah, slow it down and make me think of grandpa, kind of.
All right. All right. Let's see. Dreaming of a better home? Ace Hardware has you covered. Quality tools, expert help, and everything you need to bring your vision to life. Visit Ace Hardware for all your home improvement needs.
Nice. I like that. The let's let's try that again. I love the sound of it.
Hmm.
Um, I think there's a time like this says uh, your. So there's
Hmm.
four yours in there. I
Yep.
would say you don't need to come like I think you were heavy on the first three and then you didn't do it on the fourth one. And that I think that was a good choice on the fourth one. I would say the only one you ought to lean into in this case, let's just try it, is
Hmm.
bring your vision to life.
Okay. All
So
right.
let's say, Ace Hardware has you covered, so you just sort of throw that one away. Not that it's not enunciated clearly, but
Hmm.
you don't land on that one hard. But bring your vision to life. I think that's the most important one uh,
Yep.
of this because then when you say for all your home improvement needs, all of a sudden all becomes the most important word as opposed to
Right.
your because
Right.
you've already pointed at me and said your. So
Hmm.
so now I'm already thinking of me. So now I don't need to hear that again. The all is going to be the big word in this next one.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Okay.
But let's I love the way you read that though. That made me think of like riding with grandpa to go to the hardware store to get some hinges for putting on the chicken coop kind of a thing on a Saturday morning. I really
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah. Billy, let's go to Ace Hardware.
it. Exactly.
No, Grandpa, not again. Oh, let's see. Okay. Dreaming of a better home? Ace Hardware has you covered. Quality tools, expert help, everything you need to bring your vision to life. Visit Ace Hardware for all your home improvement needs.
I love it. I love it. The third line, quality tools, expert help.
Hmm.
Let's do what we did on the last one. Like,
Okay.
make that, I would say, try and do one. That was a beautiful read, by the way.
Thank you.
On this one, just that second sentence, especially, let's make it flow, like where there's no silence, if you know what I'm saying,
Sorry
or
about that.
very minimal
So
silence between
between the
between
commas.
the comments,
Okay.
and maybe draw out the everything a little bit.
Okay. All
You know,
right.
just play with that, inflect, draw it out a little bit. So instead of everything, play with it, make it longer,
Okay.
inflect up or down. Just give it some
Yeah.
detail, right?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So dreaming of a better home? Ace Hardware has you covered. Quality tools, expert help, and everything you need to bring your vision to life.
Ooh,
Visit Ace Hardware for all your home improvement needs.
that popped to me.
Yeah.
What really made that second line, that second sentence, go bam. That's one of those reach out and grab you by the lapel lines. That was
Hmm.
very good. I really like that.
Cool. Yeah, it was weird trying to stretch it out a little bit without there's like a fine line between that and it sounded like everything,
Right.
you know.
But the cool thing about, like, if you were booked for this piece, you would
Mhm.
sit in your studio, assuming it's not a live piece. But even if it was live, it still works same thing. And you're gonna say this 10, 15 times, and then they can cut it up however they want. And you
Right.
just cut out the egregious mistakes and send it to them, and they can cut what they want. They
Yeah.
might use I like the first line of the first one, and then I like the third take of the second line, whatever.
Yeah.
But I really like that. I really like what you did there.
Yeah, it felt different. It was I was unexpected, but it's
Yeah,
good. Yeah, I liked it.
yeah, and I would say that most of the money that you're gonna make is gonna be in that tone of voice right there.
Okay.
If
All right.
so if you had a audition and you were able to audition for this piece, I would read it exactly like you just did.
Okay.
And then they can always say, "I love your voice. Could you give us more energy?" You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
But what they wanna hear is that relaxed, trustworthy, nonchalant,
Mhm.
like, "This is how it is," and there's no tightness. There's no, sort of it doesn't feel like you're watching a performance. You
Right.
feel like a good friend is giving you some advice.
Right.
So that was I really like that.
Cool. Cool.
Um, so if I had to make your demo, I would, well, I possibly might use that one as the first one, but I would not put based on the 2 best reads of each one,
Mhm.
as far as the styles, um,
Mhm.
I would say don't put those together because
Right.
I really like what you did there. So I would put that
Okay.
as maybe your third one, and then Allegra can go in the second slot or something like that.
Yeah. Um I had an idea because I think I told you about the some of the fake just sort of silly commercials that I had
Right?
started to write, and the one I was like, maybe I should do this one. It's just like falling asleep in meetings again. Can't keep your eyes open at your desk. Is that office is that office coffee just not strong enough? Introducing all new Taserade with its patented stay awake device because nothing says wake up like 40,000 volts.
Nice. That's good. Yeah, I can think of few things that would wake me up better than 41.
And then just put a the sound effect of like that static electric crackle at the end.
Right?
40,000 volts.
I like that. And
I
I
mean,
think
is that something legit I could put in a
for
just
sure, because
okay.
what you wanna do is if you have a sense of comedic timing, show
Mhm.
it off because a lot of pieces are gonna have a comedy element to it that if you don't know how
Right.
to do sort of if you're not funny, you're gonna have a hard time performing it,
Right.
um, and then so that's a great way of showing, um, that you sort of you know how to do something lighthearted.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that would be fun.
Let's see. I'm gonna send you another one. I'm gonna just put it right into the comments, and you can um,
Okay.
cut and paste it into your thing if you want to, or you could read it off.
I
It really doesn't matter. But that way, you could at least have it. Um, but this one is very high energy.
okay.
I mean, not like Nickelodeon squirt gun, but it's much higher energy than what we just did.
Okay. There we go. Okay. Crest 3D White. Okay. All right, let's see what happens here. Do, 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 do. Go beyond where most toothpaste can reach.
And obviously it should be up with. They should be 2 words. And
Yeah. All right.
So this would be an example of one of those types of commercials that is not narrated. So this is going to have, some cute girl, brushing her teeth, and then, whatever, maybe a handsome fella. It'll be brushing. It'll maybe have some text on the screen, and then this will be at the very end. So
Okay.
Sort of a voiceover. So that would probably be the entire commercial.
Okay.
Or at least sort of the tag at the end.
Right. Crest 3D white strips. Go beyond where most toothpaste can reach. Life opens up with a wider smile.
Nice. All right, so let's try. You have a lot of bass in your voice, right?
Yes.
Don't use it. Turn the bass off.
Okay.
For this read.
Okay.
Right? So
kind of like the voice I just used for the fake commercial.
Probably so. Yes.
Yeah.
So the way that I think about it is, and I really do this, like if I'm talking to, let's say, an elderly lady or a child, like I see a kid in the food court and like, where's your parents? I don't say, hey kid, where's your parents? I would be like, hey, where's your parents? You know what I mean? I don't use the bass in my voice.
Right.
Like, so that's sort of a, not that you're being, trying to sound weak and harmless, but it's like,
right.
You're going to just cut the bass and just say it in a different way. Let's just see what that.
Crest 3D white strips. Go beyond where most toothpaste can reach. Life opens up with a wider smile.
I like it. How'd that feel?
It was, I think it's because it's so like it's foreign to me. It felt a little weird.
Right. But did you feel a difference?
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
I could hear a difference. And I think you sort of lean into that, developing the ability to do that, project without the bass in your voice.
Right.
Now, your moneymaker is going to be your bass. No doubt about it to me.
Sure. Yeah.
But I think when you can do what you just did and really say, you know what, I'm going to drop the bass out of my voice and I'm going to talk up here.
Yeah.
That is a whole other, belt that you get into, a whole other bandwidth that you have access to when you say, all right, turn the bass off and we're going to talk up here like we're talking to a kid or an old lady. Crest 3D white strip, whatever. Go beyond where most of the face can reach. Life opens up with a wider smile. Where it's like, it's just different. It's more youthful sounding. And that's another thing that if you're doing a character, right? And I've had this, someone did it, not to me, but to the other actor I was acting with, Mitch North, who's in the group. We were acting in something on Friday. And the director said to Mitch, because he was dialing in the voice, like, let's say he's, he's 15, 8, whatever it was. And Mitch did the voice and he said, make him about 5 years older. So he did, make him a little younger. So he did. So that'll be direction that you get in character work, and the ability to do that, what you just did right there, that's going to help you be younger.
Right.
So if you come across an audition where it says this character is 25 years old, that doesn't mean, well, I'm not 25, so I can't do it. That just
Right.
means sound 25. And by
Mhm.
obviously the older you get, to a certain point, the um, the more rich and detailed your voice is. So like
Right.
you're about to enter your prime. And have you ever heard of Eric Holloway? His
I can't say that I have.
his Instagram is that bass voice.
I may have,
Oh,
now
he's
that you
got it.
say that, I may have heard of it.
You've probably seen him on TikTok at some point.
Probably.
He he and I have been friends for years. We both had like a couple hundred people, followers or whatever. Well, then one
Mhm.
day he went, and he's a classically trained singer as well.
Yes.
So he
I th
did
I yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
he did like Hoist the Colors or something,
Yes.
and he
Yeah.
has got a very deep voice.
Yeah.
No, I mean he got to 2.5 million on Instagram, like bam, or on TikTok.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, he said the best years of your life as a male voiceover actor are probably between 50 and 60.
Mm. Well,
That's
I'm
going
right
to
there.
be your most iconic work will come when you're between 50 and 60. And I've heard some of his older stuff when he was in his 40s with an amazing voice, but now that he's in his 50s, it's even better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and that's just for males. I don't know what a female age range would be, but um, I think it would be a little younger, maybe, but not necessarily. Anyway,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
the way to sound younger is reducing the bass in your voice. That'll immediately make you sound younger when you're doing character work.
Okay.
Um, one of the ways you can do it.
Right. Right. Yeah. I know with the audiobook, the damned thing that I've been posting sections of. I actually posted the last section last night. One of the characters is a younger man, and when I was doing it, it was almost I was almost subconscious of the way he spoke was definitely cutting the bass
Okay,
in the voice.
I'm gonna check that
Where
out. And
yeah, yeah, I'll send it. I also did a blooper reel.
okay,
I recorded all 4 chapters, and instead of cutting them out, I pasted them into another audio, and my best friend has listened to it about a dozen times. She says it's never not funny. So it's full of bleeps and me just like losing my mind because I can't get the line right. But yeah, I'll link that to you. It's funny.
I recently a good friend of mine is he was in the Welsh Rifles. He's a Welshman, and he was in Afghanistan, and he's a New York Times best-selling author and stuff. He recently came out with a sort of a history book of um, World War II about some units that were there. Anyway, he was here in the U.S. and his publisher said, "Hey, I need you to do the introduction for the audiobook so we can go ahead and get this thing out there." And so since he was here, he said, "Hey, would I be able to use your um, studio to record it?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I would be honored, to let you do it in here." So
Yeah.
I came here to where I'm sitting right now. I set him up, and I just said, "This is going to run. When you make a mistake, don't worry about it. Just back up to the last thing and go." Because he's not a voice actor; he's the author.
Right.
But I said, just when you're ready, come out. So he was in here 30 minutes, something like that. And then he came out and was like, "Oh, I think I'm done." Okay, well, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll edit it for you too." So I went to edit it, and it was spectacularly. I mean, the parts that were good were amazing.
Right.
It's a beautiful
Right.
narration. But the blooper reel, I made a blooper reel and then sent it to him, and it was a spectacular blooper reel, you might say.
Right.
Just like angry Welshman. And the
Oh god,
self-loathing,
that had to be good.
because that happens to us as voice actors. When you trip on your tongue, you're like, you do that a time or two. Well, then in
Yep.
his case, I guess where he thinks you're not supposed to do that, it should all come out in one long take perfectly.
Yep.
The self-loathing was pretty hilarious.
I can't even do some longer poems. I can't do in one take. They just because I think my brain and my mouth tend to work at different speeds sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. When you're reading
No.
poetry, most of the time, going really slow
Mhm.
really helps the thing. Like, it helps you, keeps your tongue keeping pace with your reading, but
Yeah.
then it also lets the listener hear and comprehend, and then
Mhm.
it gives you, I think, if you're going across a parking lot in your car at 5 miles an hour, that vehicle is more maneuverable than on the interstate going 75.
Right.
And so you're gonna be able to maneuver through those subtle injections of emotion much better when you're going slow than when you're just blowing
Right.
through it. So I think everybody's better off when you just go slower. And then there's less editing because you didn't make as many mistakes.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of editing, it's I found something that like I noticed when you were doing the Lenovo commercial that you posted,
Yep.
and you were doing the snap.
Mhm.
I've got this is a an animal training clicker,
Nice. So what does that sound like? Perfect.
and it's like the spikes. It gives you two solid spikes
Good.
right in the waveform, so you can spot them and go. And I'm there going, and then I back up and I keep going. So that way I don't have to stop. I can just and it made going through and editing out the bad parts when I was working on the audiobook today, or not today, but over the last few days. It made it so much easier to edit because I could spot them in the waveform and I don't have to have it up by the mic to get it.
Right.
I can literally rest my hand on my desk and just pop it. And it
Awesome.
works so well. It was really so
Where did you get that? Like a pet store or something?
Amazon.
Okay.
I got a pack of two of them for like less than $10
Okay. That's good to
on
know.
Amazon. Yeah. I can post the link to the group to say,
Yeah,
hey,
great. That'll
give
be
this a try. Yeah. Give
I've
this a try because
always
it
thought of
works.
like, I ought to have a clacker of some kind, and I've just never done it. I've always just done this, but
Mhm.
I like the thought of not having to move because sometimes I'm kind of in the zone, and it would be nice to just be like, clack, without
Yep.
moving. So,
Yep.
yeah, please do post that. I'll take a look.
Yeah. Yeah. Little things I pick up here and there. I found a guy on YouTube that said to do it, and I was like, that's actually really cool. Let me go get one.
That's awesome. All right,
So,
let's do one more read and
okay.
just, let's see. I would just say, this is your final, but
Okay.
let's say this is gonna be between Infinity and Ace Hardware.
Okay.
The nostalgic Ace Hardware read that I loved. So let's
Right.
put it in the middle of those to where there's some much increased energy, so it's easily differentiated when one starts and one stops.
Okay. Let's see. Crest White. My voice. Water. All right, there we go. Crest White strips. Go beyond where most toothpaste can reach. Life opens up with a wider smile.
Nice. Let's how about the Crest, since that's the brand name,
Mm-hmm.
let's come out of the gate hard, fast, and like Crest. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
it's like an attention grabber,
Right.
and then go into the rest of it. So really hit
Okay.
that crest, let's say, and then on the last line, you know how you can hear somebody smile?
Yeah.
Like, let's hear the narrator smile because he's
Okay.
literally saying life opens up with a wider smile. Let's put a literally smile where we can hear that.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, let's see. Crest 3D white strips. Go beyond where most toothpaste can reach. Life opens up with a wider smile.
Nice.
Was that punch enough? Did it pop enough for that first like crest?
I think the inflection,
Mm-hmm.
I forget exactly how you said it. I don't think the crest inflection popped like it could, but it's an easy fix. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. It's just, I think practice is
Right.
I think
I think that would
that's
be
one I
when
would do.
you thought of it as, okay, the first word is the
Mhm.
sort of loudest part of it before it sort of goes downhill. Like crest,
Yeah.
that kind of
Okay. Yeah. Because I think my brain went, well, let's just separate the word from the rest of the sentence.
right.
And so it would be Crest 3D white strips.
That would work. That would work great.
Yeah.
I think I love that.
So it's a little bit, you still get that crest at the beginning,
mhm.
but you roll right into 3D white strips.
That would work well. That would work very well.
Okay.
It's hard, but
Mhm.
if you can make a statement of fact inflect upward at the end, more
Mhm.
power to you. That's hard to
Okay.
do. But what you just did would be perfect for that. And that would be one of those things where the director would say, let's inflect down. But that would be a very strong contender for, no, I like that. Let's do it like that.
Okay.
And then
Cool.
on the beyond, I would say that ought to be maybe try with some sort of inflect within the word, like beyond. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
there's a little bit of a detail, a little bit of a wrinkle on that beyond, because you're saying, okay, you've made your statement of fact. 3D, crest, 3D white strips. That's the subject. So we've established that. Now,
Right.
what do they do? Well, they go beyond.
Mhm.
Right now, whatever you say after that, 3D white strips go beyond. Right? So beyond
Right.
is a very important word in that line. So you could say, go beyond where other white strips, where toothbrushes, where toothpaste. Like you can
Mhm.
put anything you want there, because the beyond is telling you this product it's great. It's superlative. It goes beyond. So that ought to be an interesting word. So I would say maybe say that with play with it. Play with that
Okay.
word or that
So it'd
inflection.
be something like go beyond, go beyond,
Yeah,
go
something like that.
go beyond where most toothpaste can reach. Go beyond where most toothpaste can reach.
Yeah. I mean, I think that would work. I think that would work very well.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely see where you're going with it.
Yeah.
And it does it does have a feel to it, a distinct feel to it. But yeah, no, that's this one. I want when I sit down to record it, I'm gonna like just work the crap out of it
Right.
to
Exactly.
try to
That's how you do it.
to massage it and really kind of come up with something that's
Mhm.
distinct. I think,
Exactly.
especially if it's going to sit between the Infinity one and the and
Right. Right. And
yeah,
of course, it doesn't have to, but just thinking of it like that, you
yeah,
want it to be
yep,
higher,
no,
intensity, or you might say. So, um, yeah, I mean, this is those are some good. Oh, we hadn't done Allegro yet. Let's try that one. This would be
okay,
another, uh, more upbeat sort of.
right,
I don't know.
yeah. Because the last time we read this, it was more like the idea that you know you can go outside now.
Right.
So let's see here. Seasonal allergies can make you feel miserable. Only once daily Allegra has fexofenadine for long-lasting, non-drowsy allergy relief, so you can feel more like yourself again. For people 12 and older, side effects include headache, upper respiratory tract infection, and back pain. Call your doctor now for more information about Allegra. Enjoy your world. Enjoy your world. A little more, something like that.
Okay. So in the first, what do you call it? Sentence.
Mhm.
What is the subject of the first sentence?
Well, I would think it would be either seasonal allergies, because that's what you're talking about.
Right.
But it's also, I think, that the fact that seasonal allergies make you miserable.
Right. So it's and allergies are going to be bad. That's a negative thing to
Right.
begin with. So it's literally starting negative.
Mhm.
But then it gets real negative, but it doesn't just make you feel out of sorts. It makes you feel miserable.
Right.
Right. So I think that would be something to play with. And that would be something you don't want to go cartoonish, like miserable, where it's like the mucus guy,
Right.
Mucinex guy. Like we don't want to do
Right.
that for something like this. But
So,
I think
s-
there would be, seasonal allergies can make you feel miserable. So it's sort of there's
right. And you go upbeat, like say something like seasonal allergies can make you feel miserable.
right,
And then you shoot into only once daily Allegra has fexofenadine for long-lasting, non-drowsy allergy relief, so you can feel more like yourself again. So you've established that, hey, this is making you feel miserable, but there's this awesome thing.
exactly.
Okay.
So, and you'll get and you'll do these, but political commercials do this a lot.
Yeah.
Be like, there's trash in the streets, crime is through the roof. It's bad, bad. John Smith is the answer to all our problems. That's a very political commercial style. Maybe
Right.
like we're talking about, you want to sort of show that difference in contrast and tone for
Yeah.
each piece. In this case, you're doing it within the piece, like you said. Seasonal allergies can make you feel miserable. Only once, then there's hope, sort
Yeah.
of like
Yeah.
you're giving the bad news before the good news, or you're
So
talking
if I
about
was
the problem.
gonna so if I was gonna do this as a demo, as part of the demo, would I just do like the first paragraph and then, or would I do the whole thing? Because I mean, it's kind of short. It would be short enough. I probably could do the whole thing.
Right. I would say, um, what I would do is I would cut
Mhm.
it down. I would say, like seasonal allergies can make you feel miserable. Choose Allegra for long-lasting, non-drowsy allergy relief.
Okay,
And then I would cut, 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 cut. Call your doctor now for more information.
okay,
Something like that.
that'll work. Yeah, yeah, that'll work.
Because I want that brand name in there.
Right,
And then
right,
like, fexofenadine, I do not know what that is. And most people probably don't unless
right.
now obviously this is a niche audience, so maybe if you suffer um, from like seasonal allergies really bad, maybe you've talked to your doctor and that's a trigger word, or they wouldn't have put it in there, I'm sure. But I personally
Right.
don't know what that is. I would say, you know what? If they're listening to this as a demo, they're not going to know what it is, and that's sort of a little comprehension speed bump. So let's just cut it out, and then you
Right.
just go. Obviously we don't need the for people 12 and older, like that
Yeah.
thing disclaimer. So yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay. That'll work.
All right, let's do this one, and then I need to get going. But let's do this last one. The what was it? Dreaming of a Better World one
Dreaming of a better
on the very
world.
bottom. Go down. I think. Wait, go up. Did we do that one?
That was Dreaming of
Oh,
a
okay.
Better. That was Ace Hardware.
No,
That
wait.
was Ace Hardware. So we've done 4.
Okay.
Or
I think
actually, yeah.
those are
Yeah.
solid, man. I would,
Okay.
and like I would take those 4. I would play with them,
Mhm.
and sort of bracket it. Like, okay, I'm going to do it intentionally higher energy than I know it'll end up being, and then
Right.
intentionally lower energy. Maybe I'll do some intentional inflections that I know I'm not going to do. But what that's going to do is loosen you up, make you think
Mhm.
outside of the box, and then sometimes you'll hit something accidentally, an inflection, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, that would
Right.
surprised me. But it was awesome. That'll surprise the casting director
Mhm.
in an awesome way. So there's plus it just get you out of the box, loosens your tongue, all kind of good stuff happens when you play with a script. But I would play with all those, and then when you're ready, I would knock them out.
Okay.
And then if there's any sort of like, okay, we want something that's really high energy, you can always go and find one. Okay, let's get a squirt gun commercial, whatever, or like let's get
Yeah.
a St. Jude or hospice type of thing where you really let's get some empathy where you can hear that empathy, and you got the violins in the background, or Sarah McLachlan and the dogs and whatever.
Right.
So that way we hit sort of everything. Then you slap it up on Fiverr and a couple other places, and then you like wait. You keep working on your audiobook and wait for folks to start buying. This is a good question. Is it speeded up in commercial due to the reader or to editing? It needs to be due to the reader. There are actually specialists that do like disclaimers.
Oh wow. See, I would have thought they speed that up
The
in
problem
post.
is when you speed it up, it goes and it sounds like a chipmunk
Right.
if you speed it up. So you now that's not to say you don't speed it up a little bit. If it's like I need a tenth of a second and like I've cut all the fat out of this thing and I
Yeah.
didn't, it might happen, but ideally you want to be like you want it to be just you doing it. Now,
Right.
that's another one. Obviously, I would do it line by line. When I have to do a disclaimer, I'm like, for people 12 and older. All right. Side effects
Right.
include headache, upper respiratory tract infection, and back pain. Call your doctor now for more information about Allegra and enjoy your world. Then I'll go back and cut all of the silence out of it.
Right.
And it sounds like I'm in, machine gunning it without speeding it up.
Right.
Like go from, natural respiratory pause of each one for people 12 and older. All right. Well, then take a break, get a sip of water, do the next one, and then cut out your silence and you'll be good. And then if the person at the end needs to, they can do a little bit. But if you do it really fast and do it well, they don't have to do much to it. And then it's not going to sound like a chipmunk.
Right. Right. All right. Cool.
Awesome. Well, that was good. I'm excited for you. Keep us in the loop about your audiobook.
Yeah.
And
I'm excited.
Yeah, this is good stuff. I might there's a couple more scripts I might like email over to you.
Okay.
Or post, maybe for everybody to practice on. But yeah, I think you're getting there. You're getting there as far as because that's a huge step once you have the finished thing. Now you can email it. Now you can post it on YouTube, send the link. You can post it on Fiverr, start getting traffic over there on voice buying, whatever you want to do. It's a great step in the right direction.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a surreal journey, but it is a good one so far. Yeah, it's I was really pleased to get that approval this morning for the 15-minute check-in.
Yeah, I know that's a big thing. Congratulations.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks.
All righty. Well,
Okay.
Yeah. See y'all at school.
For sure.
And we'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right.
Take care.
I'll see you. Bye.